Welcome back to Harbor. Having some fun out here live at Hofstra University for the third and final debate. Now it's time for the strategists. The two pros are going to show us what the fight's like tonight. Steve McMahon, Democrat. Todd Harris, Republican. Go at it. You first, Todd. Throw the first punch. I suggest the topic, Bill Ayers. Go for it.
Well, you know, ironically, Chris, I think that McCain probably shouldn't be talking a lot about Bill Ayers tonight. You know, if I were going to be his corner man tonight, I would say focus on two things. Number one, remember, there is no, secret talking point, no magical zinger that is going to somehow expose some serious flaw in Barack Obama that somehow we never saw before, the public never saw before. The campaign tried that, and it hasn't worked. So we got to go back to the basics. Let's talk about real plans to fix economic problems facing real Americans. Give some straight talk about the Republican Party's own culpability in creating some of the mess in Washington, and then use that as a springboard to talk about his own long history of working in a bipartisan fashion. Talk about his plan to help people facing problems with their mortgages. This is not sexy stuff. This is not the Hail Mary. This is 3 yards. This is so hold on. This, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But this is the kind of thing that he needs to do. There's no magic zinger anymore. This is real basic.
Well, this is Ohio State football, and it couldn't be more boring. So here's the question. Here's the question. Let me go to Steve. Steve, it seems to me that no matter what McCain wants to talk about, Bob Schieffer is going to be puckish enough out there tonight to bring up the stuff that they've been throwing at Barack. They're going to make John McCain own the charges against Barack. They're going to make him, Bob's going to say to him, you've been calling this guy, well, palling around with terrorists. You're going to go after him in terms of his patriotism. You've been playing that game. Now stick it to him or back off. Isn't Bob Schieffer going to ask him to do that? Put up or shut up, to be blunt about it. Steve McMahon.
I think Bob Schieffer may try to get him to do that. And for John McCain, the interesting thing is going to be, what does he do? He obviously isn't comfortable making these claims face-to-face because he's never done it before. On the other hand, his campaign and his running mate have certainly made a big deal about it. I suspect that John McCain might employ the old Lillian Carter tactic, Chris. You'll remember this back in 1980 when Lillian Carter used to say, you know, Chappaquiddick is not an issue. We're not going to talk about Chappaquiddick in this campaign. And I think,
come on, that's not good. You are so crazy, Steve.
I think that John McCain might say,
some people think Bill Ayers is a terrorist and you've howled around with him. I wouldn't say that. Come on.
No, I think he'll say,
Todd,
I don't give a damn about an old washed-up terrorist. This campaign isn't about the terrorist. I think Senator Obama's plan for America is what I object to, and he'll try to raise Ayers without claiming it or owning it. And I think that's what his campaign's tried to do all along.
You guys are letting me down here. You're letting me down. You're letting me down, Stephen Todd. You're the skinniest sumi wrestlers I've ever seen. You are pulling back. You are pulling back. You are not going in for it, Todd. Now, you're a big, fat sumi wrestler here. You're going in. I want you to go in for the guy. Say what's going to win this fight tonight for him. What's going to win the fight for John McCain? He's 14 points back. He needs a Sunday punch tonight, doesn't he?
Chris, every week when we've come on the show before the debate, every single week you've been looking for blood, and every single week I've been saying there's just not going to be blood tonight, and I don't think there's going to be. If there is, it's going to be because Bob Schieffer hands John McCain the dagger. But given the state of the economy right now,
well, by the way, every week you've been on the show, John McCain's been going down in the polls following your advice. Anyway, that's not fair. I take that back. That was me. The crowd here even let me know it was below the belt. Steve, here's the danger for Barack, it seems to me. The word I'm hearing lately in the buzz circles is complacency. He's riding his lead. He thinks he's Dean Smith, at North Carolina with the four-corner offense. He's moving the ball around, but he's not taking the shot. Can he go through a whole 90 minutes tonight and not try to say something important and interesting to the country, which is dying financially right now? We just lost 700 points. That's a whole lot of money lost again today on the stock market. Doesn't he have to bite into that issue and take a chance and admit maybe the Democrats haven't been perfect, The regulators haven't been doing their jobs. The oversight people in Capitol haven't been doing their jobs. Congress hasn't been doing it. Does he have to bite it and say something important and authentic tonight, Barack Obama?
I think he will do that, and I think that he just unveiled a new economic plan yesterday that will enable him to do that. And I believe what he mostly has to do is remember that he's running to be president of the United States, and he needs to inspire confidence and lift people up. He's been doing a very good job of being aspirational and positive and telling America and Americans that we can meet any challenge. And sure, it's very, very bad. It's very challenging, but we've done it before. And if we work together, we can do it again. Meanwhile, you see John McCain out there lecturing and basically trying to sound a little bit like Huey Long. And let me say something in defense of my friend Todd. If the McCain campaign had been listening to Todd and following his advice and the advice that people like Mike Murphy have been giving for months, they would be in this thing. But instead, they decided that before you can have a third Bush term, you had to have a third Bush campaign. And that's what they've been running, and America is tired of it, and they're rejecting it, and John McCain is going to lose.
Just keep up the lovey-dovey stuff, and we'll find 2 other tanklers to get in there and fight, okay? This lovey-dovey stuff is killing me. Let me tell you, Todd, so basically, just to settle it simply, your best advice to McCain tonight is stay on the economy, don't go on the character issue, push hard on the economy, say something important and powerful, but don't go after character. Don't question the guy's loyalty again. Right?
They've been on character for weeks, if not months, and Obama's negatives go down, his positives go up, and McCain's negatives go up. It's not working. The American people are struggling right now. Talk to them about the one thing that matters, and that's the economy.
Well said. Thank you. We'll see how it works tonight. No. Go ahead, quickly,
The other problem with the character stuff, Chris, it's all 40 years old. Nobody remembers Bill Ayers, and nobody cares. They're looking at their 401k saying, who is going to do something about this? And for John McCain to even talk about Bill Ayers suggests he's totally out of touch.
Okay, we'll see tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. You seem to agree on what he has to do. We're talking John McCain, the guy who has to carry the fight to Barack Obama because he's 14 points back in today's New York Times poll. Steve McMahon, Todd Harris, up next. With just over an hour to go before the final debate, we'll talk to more surrogates from both camps about what the candidates hope to do tonight in this final bout for the battle for the presidency in 2008. This is Hardball, live from Hofstra, third and final debate.